Hi, my name is Maura Thompson, and I'd like to tell you about a full-stack web app I built called Renter Speak. This app started with the idea of allowing renters to write and share reviews of landlords, kind of like Yelp, but for landlords and management companies. I built a PostgreSQL relational database using SQLAlchemy and Python on the back end to store information that's then served to users on the front end using a Flask web framework. I implemented user functionality that allows new users to create an account, existing users to log in, and existing users that are logged in to write a review of a landlord. All user review and landlord information is stored and authenticated on the back end. In the search bar on the home page, I implemented the jQuery UI autocomplete widget, which makes an AJAX request to the server, which pulls data from the New York City Geosearch API to serve a list of addresses that match user input. I implemented the Google Maps API to show a map image for the searched address. Below that, we show renter reviews for the applicable address from the database, as well as building ownership information and housing maintenance violations from New York City housing datasets. I discovered these New York City housing datasets in the planning stages of this project through another website that was utilizing housing data. The data was not easily publicly accessible, but the data engineer of that website had a link to their GitHub profile, which then linked to a tool that was being used to access the housing data. The tool had some documentation, but the docs were pretty minimal to say the least. I was able to clone the tool to my machine and eventually figure out that I needed to update some old dependencies in their source code to finally get the tool to work for me to access the New York City housing data. These datasets do have a lot of detailed information. So on this page, I implemented Chart.js using JavaScript to simplify the data and make it more easily understandable. This chart shows violations by class, which shows their increasing severity, while this chart shows violations by year, which shows changes over time. I'm really excited to put all the skills I learned in this project to use in the workforce and look forward to connecting with you. Please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or view my project on GitHub. Thanks so much for your attention.